This video shows different kinds of recordings during electric stimulation. This looks quite nice as recording, but when we look at the dot plot, there is some irregularity here, and we can go closer to that and find that that happens here when we have a missing signal, but the initial part is the same, so this is not a completely spurious recording, but this fiber has not responded at this occasion, and when we superimpose we see that clearly. But the next signal then, after this blocking, you see that it has a shorter interval, and that can also be seen here, that here are 3 with this interval. If I increase the sweep speed, maybe it's a little easier to see. I can increase it even more to make it more easy, that you have the jittering ones here and then all of a sudden a longer jump, and that is the situation where the fibers have lost the VRF effect and it goes back to original, and the next one will now be shorter again. So this is a VRF effect of blocking. Now it is very difficult to and not so important to do something about this in this situation. I suspect that here the stimulation intensity has been just subliminal, but the jitter is still 10.6, so we accept all this thing. This is another recording, and it shows quite nice 2 spikes and some spikes of lower amplitude here, probably not fulfilling the acceptance criteria, and certainly not in this recording, because you see the computer has not found anything, any spike here and here. And if we increase the gain and superimpose, you see and take 5 and 5, you see that these 2 that have been accepted are quite nice, but we have some problem in earlier components here. So it is correct that they should not be accepted. If, however, we do like this, I increase the gain, and you look at the dot plot, and you see now this spike has reached an amplitude measured as number of divisions that fulfilled the acceptance criterion, and I increase it even more, and then we get more spikes. So with higher amplitudes we get more spikes, and here, for example, not all of them fulfilled the criteria, so you have some gaps in the signal here. So this is really tricky. It looks like you have some nice recordings and the computer has accepted everything, but when we superimpose, if we take for example just 5 recordings, then you can see again how these signals here that have been accepted, I can increase the gain a little to see it better, really is disturbed by another signal. And the same thing here. So it was correct from the beginning that only the 2 last should be accepted. We can edit and go back so that they disappear, or I can just say exclude spike or peak 1, exclude peak 2, and also exclude peak 3, and we have only 2 data left from these 2 spikes. Here is another recording, a multi-spike recording, and it looks pretty nice with this electric stimulation. And when we superimpose, we see how these 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes are accepted, but this last one is not accepted by the computer. There are some disturbances here. This one is not measured. This one is also not measured, and these two belong to the same trace stimulated from the same axon. And this last component here is moving back and forth, and it's definitely not a clean signal. The movement here is not due to electrode movements, because then all of them should have been moving in parallel. So this recording is accepted with 4 components.